Now today is a capstone event for the Mellon Foundation's Our Shared Humanities grant. I see it as a day to reflect, a day to celebrate, a day to contemplate what more we can do and must do moving forward in this important area.
More than a third of our faculty have gone through Faculty Development Institutes at one time or another. And you're going to hear 8 compelling stories today, 8-minute presentations on big ideas on 8 projects.
Imagine if you slice a candle with a knife. In sketching the solid, what would be the top cross-section? Is it a circle or an ellipse? What if you could see a 3D model? Aha! What if you could even touch a 3D printed model? By combining these 5 aspects, see math, touch math, do math, connect math, and apply math, we cultivate in students a growth mindset and lifelong learning. Thank you.
I wanted my students to have an authentic learning experience with real-world tasks and real-world consequences. So we used an app that I learned through the Faculty Development Institute to reflect upon their own sustainability efforts. Through this presentation on recycling and composting, they also devised a series of activities whereby the middle schoolers were able to practice both composting and recycling, and they did this all in Chinese.
So I did the FDI, and I started to think about developing a new course. I wanted the students to experience it, to find the research necessary to get their message across. I wanted them to collect data and make that data visible. I wanted them to see the campus as an extension of the classroom. And what was really great is the students had fun, they worked hard, and they found their self-motivation.
I had the opportunity to do this Faculty Development Institute 2 summers ago, and I wanted to apply some of its techniques to try something new. It's called Game Design Telephone, an homage to design thinking and the game telephone. Can it make students who know nothing about my topic get a sense of what the class will be like through the rest of term? They may be smiling because they're looking at me, but this person is not looking at me, Colleen, and she is smiling. So she's having fun.
I assign books in my science classes that you don't ordinarily see assigned. Fiction is one of the most effective ways for us to be able to understand a world different from our own. Not often enough do we scientists wind up incorporating these lessons of creativity into our own classes. But the fact is, if we can do more within our classes, then we're going to make better scientists.
So I designed a project that I thought and hoped would promote student agency and critical thinking at the same time. Each student studied their legislative bill, and they had to learn who wrote it, who is sponsoring the bill, who would the bill benefit, what was the science behind the bill, and did the bill actually articulate the science correctly. The result is that within 10 days we had 7 online publications. Student agency had increased. 71% of the students reported that they were more likely to vote in the next election.
I'd been asking, how can I help students improve this piece of writing? But what I wanted to ask now was, how can I help them grow as writers?
Students want to know what counts as effective thinking and writing in this particular assignment for this particular professor in this particular course.
And the way we're going to get there is by focusing not just on what you're writing, but on how you're writing it. 3 charts where I help them visualize how quickly they're making progress, both with the individual skills that they've picked, their progress at tweaking their writing process and improving it so that they get the results they want, and the quality of the feedback they're giving to other people.
What's the basis for genetic differences, genetic similarities? How is genetics used in today's society?
Should we question the scientists and how they create research studies?
The students seem to appreciate the opportunity to be in the lab. They analyzed a portion of their own DNA to look at their evolutionary haplogroup. And what did we learn?
We had to learn to unlearn. We had to learn to relearn. And it's an ongoing process with constant communication and ongoing support from the institution.
This is really a tale of what institutional support can do.
Every faculty member who walks out of here is going to be thinking is, oh my gosh, how can I apply these lessons in all the courses I'm teaching? It's tremendously inspiring work. Although our Mosh grant is ending, we're having discussions about how we can find sources of support for those kinds of activities because we really see the impact. I can't imagine anything that would attract the participation of a third of our faculty and the enthusiasm and the excitement that that's generated like this has.